Good evening, fellow Alaskans. As most of you are probably aware, Governor Walker proposed the state budget for fiscal year 2019 in December of last year. Unfortunately, a glaring problem needs addressing. A greater percentage of the fiscal year 19 budget should be allocated to water resource management in rural villages through the direct appropriation of marijuana tax revenue. The Alaska Department of Environmental Conservation, or DEC, states that water is essential to sustaining life. Alarming is U.S. Senator Dan Sullivan's website that states more than 3,000 rural Alaskan homes are without running water. The World Health Organization indicates 80% of all diseases worldwide are related to contaminated water, typical of rural Alaska scenario. According to a 2012 study, 40,000 water caused hospitalization resulted in $970 million annually. To address this problem, Dan Sullivan cites the Water Resources Development Act of 2016 on his website. It would have procured $1.4 billion over 5 years designated to rural Alaskan communities with failing health based drinking water. Unfortunately, this bill did not pass the Senate. However, parts of the WRDA were enacted in the Water Infrastructure Improvements for the Nation Act, or WIIN, which provisioned $300 million over 5 years, according to KNOM No. Proposed WRDA and enacted WIIN federal legislation reflects a recognized essential need for water management infrastructure investment in rural Alaska. I personally lived in Unalakleet for 3 years and witnessed this problem firsthand. I contracted a serious NCDC reportable disease from the drinking water and racked up over $50,000 in medical bills. I'm thankful for both recovery and insurance, however, waterborne illness is very damaging on both health and finance. The pervasiveness of this problem is systematic, and stories like mine are common. While some may claim that drastic budget constraints currently affect the entire state, we have a perpetuated problem in the fact that President Donald Trump recently moved to freeze all Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, grants. According to the Juneau Empire, federal grants constitute approximately 75% of the Village Safe Drinking Water program, leaving the Alaska DEC vulnerable to lose tens of millions of dollars. These facts further justify Alaska's need to earmark a greater percentage of its own state revenue on village water management infrastructure. Eagle Representative Laura Reinbold warns against myopically focusing on inflated budget reduction percentages amounting to a mere 4.6 savings in budget and approximately $359 million over the last 3 years through FY18. FY18 marijuana revenue projection is $5.3 million according to the state's website. However, I argue this is a very conservative estimate compared to both California and Colorado 2016 figures of relatability adjusted for population. Potential is more in the range of $25.8 million according to my calculations. Imperative health safety measures, decreased associative water illness medical costs, and state financial subsidy to EPA cuts warrant serious consideration for allocating the entire marijuana tax revenue to rural clean water infrastructure investment. Fiscally intelligent and socially responsible Alaskans should heed the advice of policy experts like the DEC's Candace Bessler that call for greater rural water management financial support, conveniently available, at least in part, by marijuana tax revenue.